Death Whisperer 3, also known as T-Yod 3, continues the chilling legacy of the Thai horror franchise that has captivated audiences across Southeast Asia. Scheduled for a theatrical release in Thailand on October 1, 2025, the film arrives with high expectations following the success of its predecessors. As the third chapter in the saga, it deepens the mythology surrounding the supernatural forces that have haunted Yak and his family. This installment promises a darker tone, expanded lore, and a more emotionally intense journey, blending traditional Thai spiritual beliefs with modern horror storytelling. The film maintains the atmospheric tension and haunting aesthetic that defined the earlier entries while pushing the narrative into more dangerous and mysterious territory. The release date of October 1, 2025, positions the film strategically within Thailand's cinema calendar, allowing it to capture horror fans eager for a seasonal fright. While the widely reported premiere date is early October, some regions and specific cinema chains have indicated screenings beginning on October 23 or October 30, 2025. Regardless of minor regional scheduling differences, the film's official release type remains a full theatrical rollout. The big screen experience is central to the franchise's appeal, as its unsettling sound design, eerie silences, and sudden bursts of terror are crafted to immerse audiences in a communal atmosphere of suspense and fear. The theatrical release reinforces the franchise's status as a major horror property in Thailand. At the heart of Death Whisperer 3 is the return of Nadek Kugamiya as Yak, the resilient yet emotionally scarred protagonist. His performance in the earlier films established Yak as a character driven by loyalty, guilt, and unwavering determination to protect his family from supernatural harm. In this third installment, Yak's character arc evolves further as he is pulled back into a world he had hoped to leave behind. The trauma of past encounters lingers beneath his calm exterior, and the role demands a balance of vulnerability and strength. Nadek Kugamiya's portrayal once again anchors the narrative, giving the horror elements a deeply human core. Denise Jalilcha Kapon also returns, adding continuity and emotional depth to the storyline. Her presence connects the events of the past films with the new crisis that unfolds in this chapter. Alongside her, Natcha Nina Jessica Padavan plays a pivotal role, particularly as the story centers on the rescue of Yak's youngest sister, Yi. The dynamic between the siblings remains one of the emotional foundations of the series. The bond of family, repeatedly tested by dark forces, intensifies the stakes in this installment. Each cast member contributes to a sense of authenticity that grounds the supernatural events in believable emotional reactions. The plot of Death Whisperer 3 unfolds after Yak has finally begun to find a fragile sense of peace. Following the harrowing events of the previous film, he attempts to rebuild his life and distance himself from the cursed world that once consumed him. However, tranquility proves temporary when news reaches him that his youngest sister, Yi, has been drawn into danger within a remote and cursed village. The village, shrouded in ominous legends and fearful whispers, becomes the primary setting for this chapter. It is described as a place where ancient rituals and malevolent spirits still hold sway over the living. Yak's decision to embark on a new mission to rescue Yi forms the backbone of the narrative. His journey is not merely physical but psychological, forcing him to confront unresolved fears and the lingering presence of the dark entity that has haunted his family. As he enters the cursed village, he encounters villagers gripped by paranoia and silence, unwilling or unable to speak openly about the evil that festers there. The atmosphere is thick with suspicion, and every shadow seems to conceal a threat. The horror in this installment relies heavily on mood, slow-building dread, and the sense that something unseen is always watching. As the story progresses, the cursed village reveals layers of hidden history. Yak discovers that the supernatural force tormenting the community may be connected to ancient beliefs and forbidden practices long buried by time. Ritual symbols etched into abandoned houses, eerie chants echoing at night, and unexplained disappearances create a web of mystery that Yak must unravel. The narrative weaves together suspense and emotional urgency, as each clue brings him closer to Yi but also deeper into danger. The film balances investigative elements with sudden, terrifying confrontations that remind viewers of the franchise's horror roots. The relationship between Yak and Yi provides a powerful emotional thread. Yi's vulnerability contrasts with Yak's hardened resolve, emphasizing the protective instinct that drives him forward. Their bond is depicted not just through dialogue but through shared memories and silent understanding. The stakes feel intensely personal, and the possibility of loss looms heavily over every scene. This emotional grounding ensures that the horror is not merely about jump scares but about the fear of losing someone irreplaceable. Directed by Nerit Yuvabun and Thanadette Pradit, Death Whisperer 3 reflects a collaborative vision that honors the franchise's origins while expanding its scope. The directors emphasize atmospheric storytelling, using dimly lit interiors, dense forests, and abandoned shrines to heighten tension. Their approach blends traditional Thai spiritual elements with contemporary cinematic techniques, creating a visual style that feels both culturally rooted and universally unsettling. The pacing carefully alternates between quiet, suspenseful sequences and explosive moments of terror. The production design plays a crucial role in shaping the film's identity. The cursed village is portrayed as isolated and decaying, with crumbling wooden houses and narrow pathways that create a claustrophobic effect. Every detail, from flickering oil lamps to ritual artifacts, contributes to the sense that the setting itself is alive with malevolent intent. The sound design amplifies this effect, incorporating distant whispers, rustling winds, and sudden silences that build anticipation before unleashing fear. In a theater setting, these elements combine to create an immersive horror experience. The trailer for Death Whisperer 3 generated significant anticipation by offering glimpses of Yak's return to action and the haunting new setting. Brief shots of shadowy figures, frantic chases through dark forests, and Yi's terrified expressions hint at the emotional and supernatural turmoil to come. The trailer emphasizes the scale of the threat, suggesting that the force Yak faces may be more powerful and cunning than anything he has encountered before. It also showcases the film's refined cinematography, highlighting stark contrasts between light and darkness. As the third installment in the Death Whisperer franchise, this film builds upon the foundation established by Death Whisperer, 2023, and Death Whisperer 2, 2024. The continuity between the films strengthens the overarching narrative, allowing longtime viewers to witness the evolution of characters and themes. While newcomers can still engage with the central rescue mission, returning audiences gain a deeper appreciation for the recurring motifs of family loyalty, spiritual warfare, and the enduring impact of trauma. The trilogy format gives the story a sense of progression and escalating stakes. Thematically, Death Whisperer 3 explores the idea that evil is not easily eradicated. Even after apparent victories, darkness can resurface in new forms. Yak's journey reflects the struggle between seeking peace and confronting unavoidable responsibility. His attempt to live a normal life is disrupted by the realization that his connection to the supernatural realm cannot be severed so easily. This internal conflict adds complexity to his character, making him more than just a hero battling ghosts.